Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Góilín. I'm Farrantee tonight. So I'm going to send, over the course of the evening, I'll send out little requests for singers. If you see something, if you see your name, you don't have to reply, only if you can't or don't want to sing or anything like that. If I'll just text you, send you a message to your name, and we'll do it that way. So we're going to start anyway. And the first three singers will be Micheál Quinn, followed by Marani Cronin, and then Kevin Shelley. So could we have Micheál Quinn, please, first? Thank you.
How are you, Mick?
All right, Micheál, how are you?
I'm very good. My dog has just decided to start barking there, so might have a bit of accompaniment in this. She sounds better than me most of the time anyhow, so. The song I got from another Armagh singer, Ciara McLean, so I'll give this a try. All you weary bachelors, and be advised by me, I'll tell you, shun night rambling, likewise bad company. I lived as happy as a prince when I lived in the north, but the first of my misfortunes was to list in the Black Horse. It being on a certain Tuesday to Galway I did go, I met with a light officer which proved my overthrow. I met with Sergeant Atchison in a market going down. Said he, young man, would you enlist and be a light dragoon? Oh no, kind sir, the soldier's coat with me would not agree, and neither would I by myself part from my liberty. I lived as happy as a prince, my mind does tell me so. So I'm straightway bound for Armagh town, my shuttle for to throw. Well, are you in a hurry, and are you going away? And won't you stay and listen to these words I'm going to say? And do you live far off this place? The same I'd like to know. Your name, kind sir, if you'd be pleased, tell me before I go. Well, I am in a hurry, and my dwelling is far off, and my house and habitation 6 miles below Armagh. Charles Egan is my name, from Armagh town I came, and I ne'er intend to do the deed or yet deny my name. Said he, now my friend Charlie, perhaps you could do worse than to come away along with me and list in the Black Horse. With all his kind persuasion, with him I did agree. So it is farewell to Armagh by and likewise to liberty. Farewell, my honoured father, likewise my mother too. Farewell, loving sisters, I have no one but you. And as I ride down through Carlow town, you'll all roll in my mind. But it is farewell to Armagh and the girl I left behind. Sinead.
Lovely, Mihal.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you very much. Maura Necronian is next, please.
And is in the slightly weird position of
Sorry about that.
and spotlighting herself. But anyway, just give me a second here.
Go ahead.
I'm just a bit slow this evening. If I can, oh yeah, well, it wouldn't not much help putting my name in. Right. Oh, it's not letting me spotlight myself. There you go, lads. Somebody else is gonna have to spotlight me if you want me spotlighted. Okay. I'm kind of slightly caught on the hop. Anyway. Love, one night as I lay slumbering. One night. Oh, Janie. Okay, let's try it again. Last night as I lay slumbering in my silent bed alone, some rakish thoughts came in my head, which caused me for to roam, for to leave my native country and the wee girls I do adore. So I thought it fit to take a trip, strange lands for to explore. Well, the night before I went away, I was walking up Brocka Hill. I met my wee girl on the road, and her eyes with tears did fill. Stay you at home, dear John, she said, and do not go away, for I'll have none to comfort me when you are on the sea. Well, I took her by the lily white hand and held her hard and fast, saying adieu, my darling, I must away, for my ship she sails from Belfast. But if you prove loyal, sure I'll prove true, for you know that I'm well inclined. So we kissed, shook hands and parted, and I left my wee girl behind. Well, when we landed in Belfast, our ship she was in full sail. Away she went down the loch on a sweet and pleasant gale. We were sailing o'er the ocean where the bounding billows roar, and its thanks be to the heavens above, we landed safe on shore. Well, when we landed in Green Dock, the people all gathered round. They said I was a rakish lad, come to cut the harvest down. They bid me to return home and never more be seen. So without delay, sure I sailed straight away for Erin's lovely green. Well, when Mary heard that her John was home, her heart it did beat with joy, saying, "Come into me arms, me darling lovely boy." Saying, "Come into me arms, for you I have thought a great long." But let them all say as they will, our wedding it will go on. Now Brockabray is a nice wee place, where pretty wee girls live in. You would think they were the nightingale when they sit down to sing, where the salmon trout all sport about near Loch Ness verdant shore. And let them all say as they will, you are mine forevermore. Which is proof that you should sing more than once every 3 weeks. But anyway, thanks.
That's lovely, Maura. Thank you very much. Okay, next up, please. Can we have? Sorry, I've lost me. Yeah, sorry, Kevin Shelley. How are you, Kevin? Kevin Shelley, can you unmute yourself? There you go, Kevin. How are you? No, you're not unmuted, Kevin. Can you unmute yourself, please? There you go. You're on now. How are you?
I'm grand. Yourself?
Very well, thank you.
Oh. Voice isn't in top form, so hopefully you'll be able to bear it. I was born in the village of Kirkensey. My father was an elder in the kirk, and on the day I turned 13, he looked me in the een and said that it was time I was in work. For employment was the way to beat the devil. I must challenge him wherever he is found. And if I wanted decent pay, there were 4 or 5 different ways: north, south, east, west, or down. I used to battle with the Prince of Darkness. I used to steal away his heart from a 4-foot seam. And when they asked if I was poor, I'd tell them I sure. But they never had to teach me how to dream. No, they never had to teach me how to dream. And the first time I went under, I was shaken. I was just a laddie frightened of the dark. But with the cutter in my hand, I quickly became a man. I surely wasn't frightened of the work. I learned to listen for the creaking of the timbers and watch the air around the candle flame. And with every sweated turn, I knew the risk was run, for danger is a miner's middle name. I wish I used to battle with the Prince of Darkness. I used to steal away his heart from a 4-foot seam. When they asked if I was poor, I'd tell them I sure. But they never had to teach me how to dream. No, they never had to teach me how to dream. I went down a skating rain and Kirkcaldy, sweating blood for seven bob a week. And in the shuttle and the cage, I'm at the summit of the age of men that never turn the other cheek. When my father asked if I was still for Jesus, I said I and bowed my head in prayer and never turned. Said I bowed my head in prayer, never turned around and found him there at my shoulder on the Union picket line. I used to battle with the Prince of Darkness. I used to steal away his heart from a 4-foot seam. When he asked if I was poor, I'd tell them I sure. But they never had to teach me how to dream. No, they never had to teach me how to dream. I work now in a mine in New Zealand. Showed the tourists what the work used to be. And when they ask about my clan, I tell them I'm a working man, and the union is planning off for me. The brothers, they have written to the Rhondda and the comrades to the Rockies and the Rand. For there's no colour, creed, nor race when you're sweating at the face with a pick or a shovel in your hand. I used to battle with the Prince of Darkness. I used to steal away his heart from his 4-foot seam. When he asked if I was poor, I'd tell them I sure. But they never had to teach me how to dream. No, they never had to teach me how to dream. And now we've a government in London, and you bunch of liars have won the day. And when they come here looking for their roots in their sharp Italian suits, when the cameras are gone, so are they. I hear them whispering that socialism's dying. It could be sell it at a supermarket too, but you'll very surely find then there's 50 more like me that ideas are ideas are the hardest thing to kill. I used to battle with the Prince of Darkness. I used to steal away his heart with a 4-foot seam. When they asked if I was poor, I'd tell them I sure. But they never had to teach me how to dream. No, they never had to teach me how to dream.
Great song, Kevin. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Lovely. Okay. Next up, can we Alice Farrell Perlman, please? You there, Alice? Hi. Could you unmute yourself, please, Alice? Sorry. Could you unmute yourself, please? That's it.
There we go.
There we go. Thank you.
Thanks for asking me, Mick.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. This is a song that I learned from a show that I worked on in the 1980s that was set in the 1880s. And I don't know much about it, but that it was written around the same time as Stephen Foster was writing, but it's not a Stephen Foster song. Underneath the gaslight's glitter stands a little fragile girl, heedless of the night winds bitter as they round about her whirl, while the hundreds pass unheeding in the evening's waning hours. Still she cries with tearful pleading, won't you buy my pretty flowers? There are many sad and weary in this pleasant world of ours, crying every night so dreary. Won't you buy my pretty flowers? Ever coming, ever going, men and women hurry by, heedless of the teardrops gleaming in her sad and wistful eye. How her little heart is sighing in the cold and dreary hours. Only listen to her crying, won't you buy my pretty flowers? There are many sad and weary in this pleasant world of ours, crying every night so dreary. Won't you buy my pretty flowers? Not a loving word to cheer her from the passers-by is heard, not a friend to linger near her, with their heart by pity stirred. Homeward go the tides of fashion, seeking pleasure's pleasant bowers, none to hear with sad compassion. Won't you buy my pretty flowers? There are many sad and weary in this pleasant world of ours, crying every night so dreary. Won't you buy my pretty flowers? Sinead.
Thank you, Alice. That was lovely. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. So can we have Pat Burke? How are you, Pat?
Not too bad, not too bad. Can you hear me there?
You can indeed.
Great.
Loud and clear.
Grand stuff, I give it a blast. Seeing as that this time of the year. Jesus was a working man, a hero too you'll hear, born the town of Bethlehem, at the turning of the year, at the turning of the year. When Jesus was a little lad, the streets rang with his name, for he argued with the aldermen, and he put them all to shame. He put them all to shame. He became a wandering journeyman. He journeyed far and wide, and wondered why wealth and poverty lived always side by side. Lived always side by side. Come all of you working men, farmers and weavers too, if you could but be as one, the world would belong to you. The world would belong to you. When the rich man heard what the carpenter said, to the Romans they did run, saying, this man Jesus, he must be put down. He's a menace to God and man, a menace to God and man. But the commander of the occupying troops laughed, and then he said, there's a cross to spare on Calvary Hill. By the weekend he'll be dead. By the weekend he'll be dead. Now Jesus walked among the poor. The poor were his own kind, but they couldn't find one among them all for to take him from behind, to take him from behind. So they hired a man of the traitorous trade, an informer too was he, and he sold his brother to the rich man's tribe for a handful of silver money, a handful of silver money. Now Jesus, he lay in his cell. They beat him and offered him bribes that he'd forsake his own dear folk and join the rich man's tribe, and join the rich man's tribe. The sweat it was on Jesus' brow, the blood was in his eye, and they nailed him to a Roman cross, and they laughed as they watched him die. They laughed as they watched him die. 2,000 years have passed and gone, and many's the hero too, but the dream of that young carpenter still lives in me and you, still lives in me and you. In truth, it lives in very few. Song of the Carpenter. Thank you.
Come on, Pat. Thanks very much, Pat. Okay, next up, can we have Rebecca Sweeney, please? Hi, Rebecca.
Hello, hello. I'm putting my message to Pat. 2,000 years of meeting this.
Very good.
I'm singing Nancy Miles. Nancy was a tinker girl who roamed the country road, and I can tell you how she came to be a legend in her time, and the reason that I've come to know, well, the tinker told me so all of us had better know the tale of Nancy Miles. Before the age of it's in every town. Nancy's father, Tinker Dan, was a poor but honest man, drove a horse-drawn caravan all through the Emerald Isle. When Nancy was no more a child, Danny didn't have the time. So men would come from far and wide to be with Nancy Miles. Before the age of 21, 100 men had come and gone. None of them could win the gleam of love that was in her eyes. And sure, any man who loved her then never was the same again. Haunted by the memory of love for Nancy Miles. I hope that you don't get me wrong. Nancy was the sweetest one, heart so full of kindness, and as charming as her smile. She was known throughout the land as queen of all the Tinker clan. 'Twas the dream of every man to marry Nancy Miles. In every town and village too, the name of Nancy grew and grew. Soon her name was spoken at many a campfire side. And in Ballinasloe on her sped day, when Tinkerman would have a say, many a fight was fought to win the court of Nancy Miles. Before the age of 31, 1,000 men had come and gone. None of them could win the gleam of love that was in her eyes. I'm sure any man who loved her then never was the same again. His memory was haunted with thoughts of Nancy Miles. Then there came the saddest day when Nancy's father passed away. The loss aggrieved her dearly, and her heart was filled with pain. Family, friends, and courting men never saw her smile again. A change had taken place within the heart of Nancy Miles. Before the age of 41, Nancy, she had come and gone. They searched the country over, not a trace of her did find. Nancy's memory will live on as long as Tinkermen are born. Proudly they will sing the song for the Tinker Nancy Miles. Sinead.
Thank you very much. That was lovely. Thank you very much, Rebecca. Next we have Brendan Kennedy, please. Could you unmute yourself, Brendan, please?
I think I'm actually on mute. Oh.
You are indeed. Fair play to you.
Oh, right.
Go away.
I didn't have to do anything, Mick. You did it all for me. You're a magic fairy. Okay. Those who venture on the sea, who ply their trade upon the deep, they sail within fate's countenance, and pray their gentle lives to keep. And should I be beset by gale, let me not drink the bitterest cup. Yet if the wind and waves prevail, let not the deep swallow me up. Let not the deep swallow me up. When the call for rescue comes from those in peril on this day, no matter how the storms may roll, we cannot turn our heads away. And should I be beset by gale, let me not drink the bitterest cup. Yet if the wind and waves prevail, let not the deep swallow me up. Let not the deep swallow me up. We must go where we are called, through wind and rain, through wave and foam. 'Tis not for glory nor for gold we bring poor sailors safely home. And should I be beset by gale, let me not drink the bitterest cup. Yet if the wind and waves prevail, let not the deep swallow me up. Let not the deep swallow me up. We are like leaves upon the wind. We are but men in love with life. We are as feared as any man to venture 'gainst the ocean's strife. And should I be beset by gale, let me not drink the bitterest cup. Yet if the wind and waves prevail, let not the deep swallow me up. Let not the deep swallow me up. Good night. The lifeboat
Thanks,
prayer.
Brandon. Lovely song. Thanks very much. Okay. Deirdre Tobin, please.
Hello, how are you?
How are you, Deirdre?
Not too bad. Greetings from Wexford. I'm actually going to sing the Wexford Carol, which is a very old traditional carol. So the season that's in it, I'll give it a go. Good people all, this Christmas time, consider well and bear in mind what our good God for us has done in sending us his beloved Son. With Mary holy we should pray to God with love this Christmas day. In Bethlehem upon that morn there was a blessed Messiah born. Near Bethlehem did shepherds keep their flocks of lambs and feeding sheep, to whom God's angel did appear, which put the shepherds in great fear. Prepare and go, the angel said, to Bethlehem, be not afraid, for there you'll find this happy morn, a princely babe, sweet Jesus born. With thankful heart and joyful mind, the shepherds went this babe to find. And as God's angel had foretold, they did our Saviour Christ behold. Within a manger he did lay, and by his side the Virgin Maid, attending on the Lord of life, who came on earth to end all strife. Good people all, this Christmas time, consider well and bear in mind what our good God sending his beloved Son. With Mary holy we should pray to God with love this Christmas day. In Bethlehem upon that morn there was a blessed Messiah born. Happy Christmas.
Thank you very much. That was lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Joe Gallagher, please. You there, Joe? Could you unmute yourself, please?
Thanks, Mick. Yeah, Brandon's lovely song often reminds me of this one, so I'll give it a go. It's If I Go Sailing Today. It's a song by John Goodwin. In a little seaport town on the coast of County Down, a sailor climbs aboard his boat and sits behind the wheel. They say there's going to be a storm. Now the sky is soft and warm. He knows that he could just drive home and sail another day. As he looks at the sky, feels the wind, stares at the water. Searching his soul, he slowly turns the ring he bought her. Raising the anchor, and still he wonders, should he stay? Will I come home from the sea if I go sailing today? She is such a precious soul, the one he searched forever for. She holds him closer than the world he would leave behind for her. Sometimes she is there for him, sometimes she is on the wind. He sees forever in her eyes, but sometimes he's not sure. As he looks at the sky, feels the wind, stares at the water. Searching his soul, he slowly turns the ring he bought her. Raising the anchor, and still he wonders, should he stay? Will I come home from the sea if I go sailing today? If I sail so far out that I cannot see the land, if I go down in this tide, will she save this drowning man? As he looks at the sky, feels the wind, stares at the water. Searching his soul, he slowly turns the ring he bought her. Raising the anchor, and still he wonders, should he stay? Will I come home from the sea if I go sailing today? Will I come home from the sea if I go sailing today. Sinead.
Thanks, Joe. That was great. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Mick.
Okay, we're going now to Antoinette Daly, please. There, Antoinette.
Can't hear you.
At the
You can't hear
moment,
you.
my
She's got a throat problem. Mick.
Okay, sorry about that.
She's
No
not
problem.
singing mode at the moment.
I know.
Okay, no, thanks, lads. Sorry about that. We
Okay.
go to Tony Fitzpatrick, so please.
Yeah,
Tony Fitzpatrick.
yeah, you got me, Mick.
Yeah, have you, Tony? There you go.
Oh, here I am among you now, and I'm here because I'm here. And I'm only 12 months older now than I was this time last year. I am with me too, with me too, right, right along with me too, with me too, right. Never throw a stick at a drowning man if you're close to the grocery store. Just throw him a stick of sunlight soap, let him wash himself ashore. I am with me too, with me too, right, right along with me too, with me too, right. The more a man has and the more a man wants is a saying I don't think true. For I never met a man with one black eye that I wished that he had two, right. With me too, with me too, right. Right along with me too, with me too, right. Early to bed and early to rise is a saying I don't think true. For how in the hell can a man go to bed when he has none to go to, right? With me too, with me too, right. Right along with me too, with me too, right. Oh, the more a woman has and the more a woman wants is a saying I don't think true. For I never met a woman with two husbands, for I never met a woman with one husband that wished that she had two, right. With me too, with me too, right. Right along with me too, with me too, right. Ding dong went the bell ringers, they ding donged every day. But I never met a campanologist who threw his ring away, right. With me too, with me too, right. Right along with me too, with me too, right. 1, 2 was a race horse and 2, 1 was 1, 2. 1, 2, 1 a race once and 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, right. With me too, me too, right. Right along with me too, with me too, right. Len Graham.
Come on, Tony. Thanks very much. Well done. Okay. Anne Skelton, please. If you're there, could you unmute yourself, please? Hi. Could you unmute yourself, please? Lovely, that's it.
Am I done?
You are indeed. Thank you.
Sorry about that, Mick. I'll
That's
never
no
learn.
problem.
No talk about football now, Skelton. Okay?
Not yet anyway, Jerry. We'll talk about it in a couple of weeks. Okay, so Mick, if it's okay, I'm going to do a Christmas song, Christmas carol, if it's not too early. I think Deirdre already was just singing one when I came in there. So this is See 'Em in the Winter Snow. And I learned this when I think I was about in second class. Our teacher, who was a great lady for singing and music and everything, Mara Delaney, taught us this. See amid the winter snow, born for us on earth below. See the tender lamb appears, promised from eternal years. Hail thou ever blessed morn, hail redemption's happy dawn. Sing to all Jerusalem, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Lo, within a manger lies he who built the starry skies, he who throned in heights sublime, sits amid the cherubim. Hail thou ever blessed morn, hail redemption's happy dawn. Sing to all Jerusalem, Christ is born in Bethlehem. As we watched at dead of night, all around us shone a light. Angels singing peace on earth told us of the Saviour's birth. Hail thou ever blessed morn, hail redemption's happy dawn. Sing to all Jerusalem, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Sinead?
Thank you, Anne. That was lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, Mick Fowler. Mick Fowler with us. You there, Mick? Good man. Can you unmute yourself, Mick? Ah, that's it.
I'm there.
I can hear you now. Yeah, no problem.
Unmute myself. Host. Hold on.
All right, Mick. I can hear you.
Right. Yeah, this is it's a short lullaby. The Christ Child's Lullaby. It was written around 1810 by Father John Rankin from Moydart in Scotland for his parishioners on the eve of his departure for Nova Scotia, knowing he would not see them again forever. My love and tender one are you, my sweet and lovely son are you. You are my love and darling you, unworthy I of you. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Your mild and gentle eyes proclaim the loving heart in which you came. A tiny, tender, helpless swain with boundless gifts of grace. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. King of kings, most holy one, God the Son You are my God and helpless Son, High Ruler of mankind. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. That's it.
Thanks, Mick. Brilliant. Thanks very much. Okay. Rosie Davis. Going to give us a song now, please, Rosie.
Hello, Mick.
Hi.
You got me there. It's nice of you to ask me. I was going to have a break tonight, but still I'll find a song.
Okay.
Come write me down, you powers above, the man who first created love. For I've a diamond in my eye where all my joys and comforts lie. Where all my joys and comforts lie. I'll give you gold, I'll give you pearls, if you could fancy me, dear girl. Rich, costly robes for you to wear, if you could fancy me, my dear. If you could fancy me, my dear. Your golden pearls cannot me entice to leave off leisure and be your wife. For I don't mean or intend at all to be at any young man's call. To be at any young man's call. Then go your way, you scornful dame, since you've proved false, I'll prove the same. And I shall seek and I shall find some other fair maid to my mind. Some other fair maid to my mind. Oh, stay, young man, don't be in haste. If you're afraid your time I'll waste, let reason rule your roving mind, and unto you I will prove kind. And unto you I will prove kind. Well, they were wed the very next day. They were married by asking, so I've heard say. And now that girl, she is his wife. She'll prove his comfort day and night. She'll prove his comfort day and night. That's it.
Lovely. Thank you, Rosie. That was very nice. Thanks very much. Okay. Gavin Bourne. You there, Gav? Hi, Gavin.
No, Les.
How are you doing?
How you doing?
Good.
I'll try Inishkara, My Home by the Lee. I have wandered an exile mid cold-hearted strangers, far, far from my home and the beautiful Lee. I have struggled alone through all sorrow sorrows and dangers, and braved every fate on the land and the sea. Through Columbia's wild forests, or Indiana's spicy bowers, on the great foreign rivers whose sands are of gold. I have sighed for thee still, mid the birds and the flowers. I have loved thee and will, till this heart shall grow cold. I have roved with fair maidens, with dark flowing tresses, and beautiful eyes have looked kindly on me. But I thought with regret of the smiles and caresses of a fair-haired young maiden that dwelt by the lea. I have come back again, but she's not in her bower, where the river flows past with its calm tiny wave. I have called her in vain, for the ivy-crowned tower of sweet Inishkara o'ershadows her grave. The home of my childhood to ruin is fallen. The loved ones that blessed it shall greet me no more. Yet I gaze on it still, joyous vision recalling, though the long grass has grown on the step of the door. I shall rest with them soon, with the shamrock above me, from my own native Cork. Never more shall I roam, till I'm laid in the grave with the dear ones that loved me, as in death they shall welcome their wanderer home. Sinead.
Lovely, Gavin. Thank you very much. That was really
Thanks,
lovely.
lads.
Thanks a lot. Okay. Anne Lamb, please. Hello, Anne.
Hello, thank you, Mick, for asking me.
You're welcome.
I'm going to sing a version of the Cherry Tree Carol. Joseph was an old man was he, when he wedded sweet Mary, she was Queen of Galilee. And Joseph wedded Mary, and homeward had her brought. Mary proved with child, but Joseph knew her not. Now Joseph and Mary were going through the grove. There grew berries and cherries as red as any rose. And up spoke sweet Mary, so meek and so mild, saying, "Pick me cherries, Joseph, for I am with child." But Joseph flew in anger flew he. "Let the father of thy baby pick cherries for thee." Then up spoke baby Jesus from in his mother's womb, saying, "Bow low, you cherry trees, that my mother may have some." And the very top branches bowed low to her knee, and Mary picked cherries by 1, 2, and 3. And Mary bore a baby son, which she dandled on her knee. Pray tell me, sweet Jesus, what will this world be? This world will prove naught but the stones in the street, but the sun, moon, and stars shall shine under thy feet. And the 6th day of January my birthday shall be, and the skies and the elements shall tremble for me. Cherry Tree Carol. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne. That was lovely. Thank you very much. Okay, Doug Huggins. Hi, Doug. How are you?
Good. Am I up? Can you hear
You
me?
are. Yeah, we got you now, Doug. Fair play.
All right. Well, I'm going to do another Christmas carol also. This one's from Kilmore, I'm told, from the Christmas carols of Wadding and Devereux. This is actually a 12th day carol, so it's kind of past tense, but it kind of pulls Christmas together. Now to conclude our Christmas mirth with the news of our redemption, we will end the songs of our Saviour's birth with the one that deserves attention. 3 great wonders fell on this day. A star brought the kings where the infant lay. Water made wine in Galilee, and Christ baptized in Jordan. Those kings might have known what Balaam of old said of a star that would arise in Jacob's land, when he foretold the coming of the Messiah. Gaspar, Melchior, and Balthazar set out when they saw the new bright star, leaving their eastern kingdoms far, to find out the newborn Jesus. Amazed to see the cottage poor, the stall perhaps perhaps where he was born. They left their retinue at the door. Though great, they entered without scorn. The blessed babe and mother found, and laying their crowns and scepters down, adored him prostrate on the ground, and might have spoke as follows. O King of kings, here in disguise, whom stars obey and angels serve, though wealth and grandeur you despise, you have given us more than we deserve. Our beds are gold and ivory, our garments netted with broidery, beset with pearls and pageantry, while you lie in a stable. What else might have passed you may conceive in this fond conversation. They bade farewell, taking their leave, home to their habitation. Farewell, good people, farewell too. Many's a happy Christmas I wish you, with a blessed end hence to ensue, through the merits of sweet Jesus.
Thanks, Doug. That was lovely. Thank you very much. Okay. Now, Annie Hughes. Hi, Annie. Just unmute yourself there. That's it. That's it. Lovely.
Hello. Hi. How's it going? Yeah, it's great to see everyone. Thanks for asking me to sing.
Lovely.
What'll I sing? Okay. Oh, were I at the moss house, where the birds do increase, at the foot of Mount Leinster, or some silent place, by the streams of Bunclody, where all pleasures do meet, and all I would ask is one kiss from you, sweet. The streams of Bunclody, they flow down so free. By the streams of Bunclody, I am longing to be, drinking strong liquor in the height of my cheer. Here's a health to Bunclody and the lass I loved dear. The cuckoo, she's a pretty bird. She sings as she flies. She brings us good tidings and tells us no lies. She sucks the young bird's egg for to make her voice clear. And the more she cries cuckoo, the summer liberty she has a freehold, and I have no land. She has great store of riches and a large sum of gold, and everything fitting a house to uphold. So farewell, my dear father and mother, adieu. My sister and brother, farewell unto you. I am bound for America, my fortune to try. When I think on Cloudy, now I'm ready to die.
Annie, that was beautiful. Thank you very much. Okay, folks, I'm going to hand it over to Jerry O'Reilly for a while. Have a bit of a break. So we'll see you all again later. Jerry.
Thanks, Mick. Thanks very much. Lovely singing, Annie. Beautiful. I love that song. Right. So the great Derry Farrell is on. Can we have a song from Derry? Would you maybe?
Yeah, sure.
How are you?
Sorry, I would have fixed my hair.
I haven't spoken to you for a long time.
Jeez, Jerry, I haven't seen you in years. How are you keeping? You're looking great. Matt, doing a load of things. I'm sorry, I was moving around there. I was been given a couple of jobs to do. I had to get the Christmas tree out of the. I think that's Pat Burke's fault. And I went around to Aldi, and I just want to ask a question. Would people be favourable of 470 ml cans of Guinness or 500 ml cans of Guinness? I don't really see the difference. They're doing 24 for 25 euros in Lidl at the moment, or 2 packs of 24 for 33 euros. You couldn't go wrong. You know what I mean? I'll sing a song for you. I don't know what I'm going to sing. I'm going to try Murphy's Running Dog again, because I didn't do it justice the last time, and I'm going to give it a lash now, right? Oh, my usual occupation is to turn and temper clay, and last year I turned to betting, but I found it wouldn't pay. I ran me dog in Wexford Park, and I ran him in Ballystraw. In the latter place he lost a race, for he stopped to lick his paw. Oh, I ran me dog in Thurles, and I ran him in Tralee. I ran him in Enniscorthy, and again in Carbery. And he won a race in Thurles, and he lost one in Athlone. Oh, and he'd have ran away with the cup that day, though he stopped to lick a bone. Bad luck to gambling, I'm in an awful fix, and now to £4.6 and 8 all I have is 1 and 6. We'll go home by Shays or Kenny's, and we'll drink a glass of grog, and we'll go home by Dunbrody singing Murphy's Running Dog. Well, I ran me dog in Liverpool, and I ran him in the stall. On the Derry Milk Stakes, Sherry came home in a stroll. Oh, but not even, but in Roscommon's Colotties. Oh, Jesus. Well, I ran me dog in Liverpool, and I ran him in the stall. In the Derry Milk Stakes, sure, he came home in a stroll. But on Roscommon's Colotty saw no winning for me found, for those Western dogs have cut out clogs, and they ran him in the ground. Then I ran me dog in Dublin on the 23rd of June, and as I brought him on up to the slip, he licked the magic spoon. And not even Johnson's motor car could pass him out that day. And we drank 50 pints of Guinness stout before we went away. Bad luck to gambling, I'm in an awful fix, and out of £4.6 and 8 all I have is 1 and 6. And we'll go home by Shays or Kenny's, and we'll drink a glass of grog, and we'll go home by Dunbrody singing Murphy's Running Dog. Well, you'll hear him yell a mile away when he is in the slip, and when the hare he sees, he'll shake his knees and then he'll smack his lips. Oh, I think I'm pile about a mile, and if my dog don't lose, well, it's off we'll start to Matty Hart's, where we'll go on the booze. And we'll ask for 2 half barrels to be tapped upon the bridge, and there upon the wall we'll drink it all. From there we will not budge. And we'll drink a craze of Wexford's praise on sherry's beer and grog, and we'll drown all cares, I do declare, with Murphy's running dog. Bad luck to gambling, I'm in an awful fix, and out of £4, 6 and 8 pence, all I have is 1 and 6. And we'll go home, my chaise or Kenny's, and we'll drink a glass of grog, and we'll go home by Dunbrody, singing Murphy's running dog. On the Bardens, Billy the nailer, it's Meddy's the race he's run, and on the wet North Slob, so help me Bob, 'twas there my dog first won. And when Mr. Bob yoked up his car and home from Wexford he did jog, oh, well, every hair I do declare was picked up by my dog. And now I hope you're not offended by these verses written here. I hope to see the old committee and the stewards do well next year. Bring your true love to Kilmarnock, boys, and if my greyhound wins, well, we'll dance all night till the broad daylight in Costello's on Salt Mills. Bad luck to gambling, I'm in an awful fix, and out of £4, 6 and 8 pence, all I have is 1 and 6. And we'll go home, my chaise or Kenny's, and we'll drink a glass of grog, and we'll go home by Dumbrody, singing Murphy's running dog. Thanks.
Come on, Derry.
Katrina's loving that.
A doggy song.
Usual.
Thanks very much, Derry.
Cheers,
Josie Nangle. Oh, I see you have a cup up. I didn't notice that, Josie. Would you like to sing us a song, nevertheless?
I just have to listen tonight. It's been a crazy
That's
week.
fine, Josie. No
a
problem
little
with that in the world.
Yeah, hoping next week maybe.
No, that's great. Thank you very much. So we go on to Mick Dunn. Mick up in Silver Bridge, County Armagh.
Cool. Thanks, Jerry. I'm a brand from the burning, a genuine saint, newly purged and set free from papistical taint. I'm one of the holy and sanctified roop, whose soul has been chastened by flannel and sue. I'll tell how so blessed the change came about. I always was lazy, a slouch and a lout. I never was willing to delve or to dig, but I looked for support to my wife and the pig. My mind it was never confused or perplexed with talking this world about things in the next. I knew I'd be certain of one life of bliss if someone would feed me for nothing in this. And so by a ditch near my cabin I lay, my front to the sun on a hot summer's day, when the Reverend Oliver Stiggins came by and attracted my gaze by the white of his eye. He spoke and he said, I perceive by your face, wretched man, you are much unacquainted with grace. Very true, sir, says I, sure I scarce know the taste of the froth or the flesh of a four-footed beast. Then he bade me arise and proceed with him home, till he gave me some proof of the errors of Rome. I went and the clinchers that Oliver chose were a full and complete suit of second-hand clothes. I felt at the moment my breeches went on that half of my ancient religion was gone. Much was done by a vest buttoned up to the throat, and the next but the granted of all was a rusty black coat. The hat was convincing as one might expect. The necktie itself had a certain effect, and to pluck away error right out from the roots, he covered my carobs with a new pair of boots. Then he raised up his eyes and his hands and began to declare through his nose I'd put off the old man. He hoped to my newly found faith I'd hold fast, or said that I would while his garments would last. Then he bade me go talk unto Biddy, my wife, about ribbons and cottons and Protestant life, and to ask her with dear Mrs. Stiggins' regards what stuff would convert her and how many yards. There we go.
Come on, Nick. Frank Hartuse loves singing that.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, great. Okay, so Pam Reinigal in California, would you like to give us a song? Lovely.
Absolutely.
Nice to see you.
I'll just do a wee song for a change. I've seen the mud cabin, he danced his wild jigs in. A neater mud cabin I never was seen. Considering he used to keep poultry and pigs in, I'm sure you'll allow it was most decent clean. But now everything is so lonesome and dreary, so sad and so silent, no piper, no reel. Not even the light through my window shines clearly, since I lost my own darling Teddy O'Neill. I remember the day the ship was got ready, the time it had come for my true love to part. I cried like a spalpeen and said goodbye, Teddy, with a tear in my eye and a stone in my heart. He said 'twas to better his fortune he wandered, but what would be gold to the joy I could feel if he'd only come back to me honest and loving, though poor he's my own darling Teddy O'Neill. Last night I dreamt, oh bad cess to the dreamin', sure I'd die if I thought it would e'er come to pass. For I dreamt, while the tears on my pillow were streaming, that Teddy was courting another fair lass. Oh, didn't I wake with the weeping and wailing, the grief at the thought was too much to conceal. My mother cried, Nora, child, what is your ailing? But all I could answer was, Teddy O'Neill. Sinead.
Lovely. Lovely, Pam. Thank you. That was my grandmother's favourite song. Sean Faulkner. Sean, would you like to unmute and sing us a song, please? We'd love to hear you. How are you, Sean? You're there now.
There now, yeah. Sorry about that. Just took a wee bit of time to get
Nice
there.
to see you, Sean.
Okay. One evening fair to take the air, I carelessly did stray. Down by the vine I was inclined to bend my roving way. There I espied, viewing the tide, alone as she did roam, a comely fair beyond compare, down by sweet Bewley Grove. I said, fair maid, why have you strayed so lonely on the shore? Some rude young man might kiss your hand, of which I would deplore. The sun is hot, let's leave this spot, and together we will rove. We'll find the seat and the neat retreat within sweet Bewley Grove. Oh no, said she, that cannot be, our acquaintance is to you. So young men are false, I know, alas, that they seldom do prove true. From day to day alone I'll stray, and by myself I'll roam, and may still regret the day I met my love in Bewley Grove. Oh, don't be afraid or me afraid or opposed to my intent. Where the great O'Neill once held a field, that's where my youth was spent. But my parents needed me entreat my fortune for to rove. So in Drogheda town I'm apprentice bound, close by to Bewley Grove. This fair maid content, she did consent with me to rove along. The small birds sweet, they did compete to please with the varied song. True maids is great in that lone retreat, a look unconscious we did grow. Where a seat we found and we sat down alone in Bewley Grove. Young man, said she, 'tis not right for me alone with you to stay. With your pleasing tale of the great O'Neill, you have beguiled the day. And you, I fear, have some other dear with whom you'd rather roam. So I must away to sweet Baltray and leave sweet Bewley Grove. Angelic maid, to her I send, by all the gods I swear. My heart is bound by Cupid's will, you are my only dear. In Drogheda town this very day, if thither you will roam, we'll join our hands in wedlock bands and bless sweet Bewley Grove. She blushed consent and off we went, our hearts being light and gay. And hand in hand along the strand we merrily made our way. We joined our hands in wedlock bands, no more inclined to roam. And in sweet content our days are spent, since we met in Bewley Grove. Well.
Oh, lovely, lovely, Sean. Full version, lovely version. I never heard all those verses before, Sean. Good man.
Yeah, that's one of John Shields' songs.
Oh, it is terrific, brilliant. Thank you. Great stuff. George Henderson, would you like to unmute and give us a song, George, please? I know you're not going to be here next week, so I want to make sure you get a Christmas song in. Is that a Christmas jumper you're wearing, George?
It is, yeah.
Lovely.
Have to do that. I'm going to sing the song I would normally sing.
Lovely, George.
on
Yes.
tonight.
Great. Thank you.
And there's definitely a conspiracy. Last week I was asked to sing after Chantal, who sang brilliantly, and now after Sean. What a lovely song that, Sean. Really
Gorgeous.
enjoyed it.
Yes.
So I have to change the tone a bit now. Come, ladies and gentlemen, and listen to what I say. I'll sing to you a song from the north of country. In a village near to Whitby town, a tailor once did dwell. Wine and women's company, he loved them right well. At a dance one New Year's Even, and this tailor did attend. I'm sure that he would never have gone had he foreseen the end. For the jolly little tailor will never forget that night. There never was a tailor seen in such a sorry plight. For he danced and he sang, he drank whiskey many's the tot. The jolly little tailor was the merriest of the lot. To the lady he was dancing with, the tailor he did say, if you lend to me your petticoats, I'll dance all like a maid. Well, his breeches he took off, and the petticoats he put on. The little tailor's breeches she quickly did adorn. Well, the fiddler he played to them a merry, merry tune. She danced money, watch and breeches right out of the room. Oh, bring her back me breeches, the tailor did loudly call. Oh, bring to me breeches, me money, watch and all. Well, the crowd they all assembled, and loud with laughter did roar, when the little tailor's petticoat fell down upon the floor. Oh Lord, cried the tailor, forever down I'll be. Oh Lord, then cried the tailor, have pity now on me. Oh, what to do the little tailor, he really didn't know, for his little shirt was far too short to cover all below. Well, the fiddler he played a tune for all that he was worth. The tune he played, the tailor, was the famous Cock of the North. All the ladies were delighted, but soon they shouted no, when the tailor took his trilby off to cover Uncle Joe. Well, when at last this tailor got out into the street, a pretty fair damsel he chanced for to meet. This lady, she laughed and sang when the tailor did appear. She wished him a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. The jolly little tailor this lady did address. You know it is not ladylike to laugh at man's distress. Said the lady to the tailor, give me no more of that. If you call yourself a gentleman, why don't you raise your hat? In a village near to Whitby town, there's old men living yet, who'll tell to you a story that they never will forget. Old ladies too will tell to you the dance they loved the best. Was the dance the little tailor showed his cuckoo's nest. And the poor little tailor from that day to this, of wine and women's company he gives them all a miss. At a dance the little tailor they ne'er no more did catch, since the lady stole his breeches, his money and his watch.
Oh, and George, lovely. I love that one. That's a cracker. Thank you very much. So, Bob Blair, would you like to unmute, Bob, and give us a song? Lovely to see you,
Yep.
Bob.
It's good to listen to this. It cheers me up immensely. That was a lovely version of the Tailor's Breeches. Although I must admit, I was surprised by the cuckoo's nest. The cuckoo's nest in Scotland is usually referred to a female piece of anatomy. Maybe it was a transvestite tailor.
Similarly here, Bob.
The good.
Go
good
ahead, Bob.
'Twas in a pleasant month o' June, when gentle ladies walk their lane, when woods and valleys all grow green, and the sun was shining clearly. Down in yon grove I spied a swain, a shepherd sheep club in his hand. He was driving ewes out o'er the knowes, and he was a wheel for the laddie. Come tell to me, what is your trade, or by what art ye win your breed, or by what art ye win your breed, when herden ye gie over, making spindles as my trade, and fechten sticks in times o' need. For I'm a beggar to my trade. Nu lassie, could ye loo me? Well, I could love ye as many fold as Jacob loved Rachel of old, as Jesse loved his pots o' gold. Now, laddie, if you'll believe me, then ye'll tak off your robes o' reed, and ye'll put on the begging weed, and you'll follow me hard at the back, and you'll be the beggar's lassie. Now when they come to yonder town, they bocht aloft and they baith sat down. They bocht aloft and they baith sat down, and the lassie ate wi' her laddie. But the lassie's courage began to fail, and the rosy cheeks grew wan and pale, and the tears come trinkling down like hail, or a heavy shower in summer. Oh, gin I were on yon high hill, where my feathers flocks do feed their fill, I would sit me down and greet a while for the fallen o' my laddie. But when they come to yon marble gate, say boldly as he knocked thereat. He rapped loud and he rapped late, and he rapped fair, sae rudely. His brother John stood against the wall, and he laughed till he was like to fall. Oh, brother, I wish we had beg it all, for sick a bonny lassie. Yesterday I was the beggar's bride, this night I'll lie down by his side. I've come to guide by Mama's guide, for now I'm the young next lady. A big lad.
Thank you, Bob. That's lovely, lovely singing. Very nice indeed. Thank you. Bernie Dermody, would you like to unmute and sing for us, please?
Okay, Jerry.
Lovely.
I think I have it.
Keep him well, Bernie, yes?
Yeah. Great form, Jerry.
Good,
Lovely.
good.
Great night. Lovely. Thanks a million. I'm going to do a Sidgwick and Clifford song. It's the Kerry Christmas Carol. Brush the floor and clean the heart, and set the fire to keep, for they might visit us tonight when all the world's asleep. Don't blow the tall white candle out, but leave it burning bright, so that they'll know they're welcome here this holy Christmas night. Leave out the bread and meat for them, and sweet milk for the child, and they will bless the fire that baked, and to the hands that toiled. For Joseph will be travel tired, and Mary pale and wan, and they can sleep a little while before they journey on. They will be weary of the road, and rest will comfort them. For it must be many a lonely mile from here to Bethlehem. Along the roads they have to go, the bad mile with the good, till their journey ends on Calvary, beneath the cross of wood. So leave the door upon the latch, and set the fire to keep, and pray they'll rest with us tonight when all the world's asleep. Don't blow the tall white candle out, but leave it burning bright, so that they'll know they're welcome here this holy Christmas night. Sinead.
Well, that's lovely, Bernie. Thank you very much. Thank you, Bernie. Lovely, beautiful song.
Thanks, Jerry.
Beautiful song. Dave Murphy. Would you
Yes.
like? Hello there. How are you, Dave?
Good to see you. This is a song from my mother. And I think she got it off her sister-in-law. And they used to sing together at the Patterns in Lacara, or they might sing in Joe Fox's pub in Roscommon. If you were there ever, you would have been graced by that experience. Anyway, here it is. It's I don't think anyone sings it, but sure, here's me. Bright home of my youth, my own sorrowing Ireland, my poor heart o'erflows and the tears dim mine eyes when I think on thee, far distant, beautiful Ireland, and the dark seas between us and you, my heart's pride. How I long for to roam o'er the hills of my childhood, and to pluck the wild flowers and on fair upland lea, and to roam the green groves in the neat shady wildwood, on the green mossy banks of the Camlann Reed. Oh, me would I glide o'er the dark swelling ocean to the land of my youth, to the home of my lone. I would ride on the wheels with an angel's devotion, and I dare every danger the dark seas above. Once again I would roam o'er the hills of my childhood, where the boys used to drill ere I first crossed the foam. And I'd weave for my Kathleen a garland of daisies on the green mossy banks of the Camlann Reed. Ah, it's now that I would see the wild thrush in her bower, and the loud singing lark as she soars o'er the dell, and to hear the blackbirds whistle round the old ancient tower that shelters the clear springing sweet Well. And it's then I would hear the wild cuckoo's notes swelling as she flies o'er the fields, and the night on and on, and the sparrows' blithe chirps as they fly round my own house on the green mossy banks banks of the Campbell be. Ah, but the day may yet come when I'll see thee fair smiling and gaze on thy beauty, my own beautiful land. And may yet I see through the narrow glens filing the exiles that were cast on some far distant land. I may fight for thee yet till ere the day is done would wither, and I'd happy to die for my own native land. And as then I would be buried in the green grass near my old home, the green mossy banks of the Campbell.
Oh, good man, Dave. Lovely song. I've never heard that song before.
Well, you're
and
welcome.
as a fella once said to me, and I thought I heard every song.
Well, you're welcome to it anyway.
Lovely, Dave. Thank you very much. Fergus Russell, would you like to unmute and sing us a song, Fergus?
Yeah, I think I'm unmuted, have I?
You are, Fergus, and we can see you clearly and hear you clearly, which is great. You are having difficulty with your broadband early on.
The broadband is very poor here at times.
Well,
I'm over in
if you insist on living in an island out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, you have to expect that.
Yeah, and sometimes it's great and sometimes it's abysmal, and it was abysmal, and then suddenly it came back again. But anyway, as I was saying, I'm over here on Inishmian, and there's a song that was written about emigration from the Aran Islands. It was written by a guy, a Dublin guy, I think he was, Kieran Halpin, about. I was probably written in the late 70s or very early 80s, I think. And
1972, I think, Fergus.
It's quite poignant at the moment here, because at this time of the year, normally there'll be lots of the older men who spend their lives working in Britain, mainly in London, who would come over and spend the Christmas here. But this year there'll be none of them coming over. And because of the COVID-19, of course. And the other thing is the pub isn't open. That's a big problem. But anyway, this song encapsulates that period of emigration and the men who are living in bedsits across the water in England. Hopefully those days are rapidly coming to an end, because our emigrants today go away with much better education, etc. Anyway, I'll sing the song. 53 and the factory's closing. 53 and the factory's closing. There's not enough work to go round. My brother went back to the farming, and I headed for London town. South Camden, and I'm in me lodgings. The room is both dirty and small, but the landlady, simple and friendly, makes up for the damp on the wall. Makes up for the damp on the wall. I bring that up a bit. It's 7:30 in the morning, myself and the lads on the road. The noise of the dozers is deafening, and the work is a sight to behold. And the sob is a gift sent from heaven. It'll bide me until I get paid. It'll pay for the rent and the drinking, and leave me a bit for to save, and leave me a bit for to save. Now I've worked for both Lang and for Wimpy. I've been sent from Billy to Jack. I've worked till there's nothing left in me. I've worked till I've broken me back. Come payday and I'm on the batter. There's not a lot else for to do. I send a few bob to me parents, and the rest is for me and for you. And the rest is for me and for you. Come Christmas, I'm standing in Euston, my brown cardboard suitcase in hand, and the 9:30's waiting to take me back over to sweet Inishmian. And it's out beyond Watford and Rugby. By Chester I've had my 8th beer, past Bangor and the cold Straits of Menai, and finally Holyhead Pier, and finally Holyhead Pier. You think the whole nation of Erin was waiting to get on the boat? There's accents from Antrim to Kerry, from Westport to the high hill of Holt. And in no time we're into Dunleary, and the dawn rising clear in the skies. I'm on the last leg of my journey. It's hello to the fair Aran Isles. It's hello to the fair Aran Isles. There's much jubilation and laughter. It's true that there's no place like home, with all my friends and relations, but too soon I have to be gone. For there's not enough work in this country, there's not enough land to go round. So like thousands of others just like me, I'm heading back for London town. I am heading back for London town.
Good man,
No.
Fergus. Thank you very much.
No.
Thank you.
Done.
That's great. So I'm going to hand back to the boss tonight. That's Mick Keeley. I'm just lovely to sort of be able to hand it back to Mick. So you want to take over again, Mick?
Thank you very much, Jerry. Yeah, okay. Right, first up, we have Liam O'Drummond plays. Could you unmute yourself, Liam? Could you unmute yourself, please, Liam? That's it.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, got you now.
Yeah. All right. I'll sing a song about the frog. In the west of Ireland, or in parts of Ireland, if a frog comes into the house, there's a kind of a pishog that says you got to get rid of him, otherwise misfortune is going to come. And in this story, the frog metamorphizes into a banshee. And in a way, you could say it metamorphized the fight that took place to get rid of the frog. You could say was like akin to the fight that we have fought to keep the COVID out of our houses. So here goes. Ar hanig trwy'r stake gamle titum cioni. Este freder tresh panogam baka to a banshee. Mashudi roig has paniamid, sing eros, lennisem. Snevegi bo, I will roing imagine, mahagan shianti. Nerevada no gokunamur, yeshulish daxus ride. Es a caution and a garan up midnight beasting off. We clive Fina Haskell is falling to the broad. Sir no skakile gashkirch, Vishki cousined in a love. Big Be kind is call a reach gabrok a cart na here. Marnie Lena to boost na hall, knock a lapper on scale. Knock morigesh kind of banan, no on trade a be a man on doon. Acne tan a head on a garriki, or an tashi quirl cool. Be kind is call a rish gabrok a cart na here. Oh no, Coigan Coigan trade ga Canig tos na he is car ein beyond. Food a tea o time go time and noon is noun. Egir ye clean sprach na brin near a vein va going on. Maar wel sorry it is vidish green, die kurk I lor. Near far a bed of varule. Da dogog rios not. Nak viak she baro fe bar asnachi. Nak quirk she a brown. Let a fiach lef had a fora. Rokian groig and nusaging. Is nearly a be. Not nerne she. Not deak she. Quigan knaf. Say, Father, do am flahatag, Gabrak na Rashitin. Marni Lenor go spragging nak natok she Gadrian. Anora Vensha, Lagahas and Tashi Asmokin. Islanart Alosa Gashki. Vishenani Kurascream. Make she marhanik she is dog she midnightin. San quit a gwing nakwil bakak dog she arninged in our rim. Octom she kenta dalafa keg of vista lomira garbefa namaid namare. Say glesta and erak amana. Come on.
Margaret Liam, that's right. Thank you very much.
Walter off.
Elaine Dempsey. I think we disturbed Elaine's quiet time, but she's going to sing for us anyway. I hope. Hey there, Elaine.
Elaine hasn't got her video on, so I can't spot
Okay.
Oops.
She's unmuted, so she can. If she
Can you hear us, Elaine?
She can sing, yeah.
Oh, can you hear me now?
We
can
can
hear you very
indeed.
clearly,
Yes.
Elaine, yeah.
How are
Sorry,
you?
it wasn't allowing me to unmute myself.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, that's okay. I was typing away frantically. So yeah, I'm going to sing a quiet one, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because there's sleepers around. Okay. Hush, hush, time to be sleeping. Hush, hush, dreams come a creeping. Dreams, oh, peace and oh, freedom. So smile in your sleep, bonny bear. Once our valleys were ringing with sounds, our children singing, but now sheep bleat in the evening and sheilings lie empty and broken. Hush, hush, time to be sleeping. Hush, hush, dreams come a creeping.
Dreams of peace and of freedom, so smile in your sleep, bonny bell. We stood, our heads bowed in prayer, while factors laid our cottages bare. The flames fanned the clear mountain air, and many were dead by the morning. Hush, hush, time to be sleeping. Hush, hush, dreams come a-creeping. Dreams of peace and of freedom, so smile in your sleep, bonny bell. Where was our proud Highland metal, our men once sae fearless in battle, now stand cowed, herded like cattle, and wait to be shipped o'er the ocean? Hush, hush, time to be sleeping. Hush, hush, dreams come a-creeping. Dreams of peace and of freedom, so smile in your sleep, bonny bell. Nae mair pleading or praying, gone, gone, all hope of staying. Hush, hush, the anchors are weighing, don't cry in your sleep, bonny bell. Hush, hush, time to be sleeping. Hush, hush, dreams come a-creeping. Dreams of peace and of freedom, so smile in your sleep, bonny bell. Don't cry in your sleep, bonny bell. That's it, thanks.
That was beautiful, beautiful. Thank you very much, Elaine. Okay, Julian Vindals, please. Julian, how are you? Yeah, want to unmute yourself, please, Julian? No, you're still not unmuted, Julian. No, that's it. Great stuff.
She sung, Elaine is a hard act to follow, as I was saying, even with her camera off. And this is a song she sang about darkness, of course, with lullabies, but this is another kind of darkness. The servant girl took up her pail, all for to draw spring water from the well below the valley-o. Green grows the lily-o, right among the bushes-o. A gentleman was passing by, he asked for a drink because he was dry at the well below the valley-o. Green grows the lily-o, right among the bushes-o. My cup is full up to the brim. If I was to stoop, I might fall in at the well below the valley-o. Green grows the lily-o, right among the bushes. Oh. If your true love was passing by, you'd fill him a drink if he was dry at the well below the valley. Oh, green grows the lily, oh, right among the bushes. Oh. She swore by grass, she swore by corn, her true love has never been born at the well below the valley. Oh, green grows the lily, oh, right among the bushes. Oh. He said, young girl, you're swearing wrong. 6 fine children you had born at the well below the valley. Oh, green grows the lily, oh, right among the bushes. Oh. If you be a man of noble fame, you tell to me what happened to them at the well below the valley. Oh, green grows the lily, oh, right among the bushes. Oh. There's one of them buried beneath the well, at the well below the valley. Oh, 2 of them under the stable door, at the well below the valley. Oh, and 2 more up buried at the kitchen door, at the well below the valley. Oh, green grows the lily. Oh, right among the bushes. Oh. If you be a man of noble fame, you'll tell to me the father of them at the well below the valley. Oh, green grows the lily, oh, right among the bushes. Oh. There's 2 of them by your Uncle Dan at the well below the valley. Oh, 2 more by your brother John at the well below the valley. Oh, 2 more by your father dear at the well below the valley. Oh, green grows the lily, oh, right among the bushes. Oh. If you be a man of noble fame, you'll tell to me what'll happen myself at the well below the valley. Oh, green grows the lily, oh, right among the bushes. Oh. You'll be 7 years a ringing the bell, and 7 more a burning in hell at the well below the valley. Oh, green grows the lily, oh, right among the bushes. Oh, if I'm 7 years a ringing a bell, then the Lord above may save my soul from burning in hell at the well below the valley. Oh, green grows the lily, oh, right among the bushes. Oh.
Thank you, Julian. Good stuff. Thanks a million. Wow. We're going to have Alison O'Donnell next. And just before Alison sings, I just want to say hello to all the people who are watching on Facebook. Eilish Kennedy is kind of monitoring Facebook for us. And there's 30 odd people, 35 people, I think, watching on Facebook. You're all very welcome, and we hope you're enjoying it. Alison, how are you?
Grand. I'm going to do a carol as well. Why not?
Lovely.
Apologies to people. A few people heard me sing it last night, and I've introduced the dreaded instrument. But we're allowed, I hear. Anyway, this is Holly and the Ivy. The holly and the ivy, when they are both full grown, of all the trees that are in the wood, the holly bears the crown. The rising of the sun and the running of the deer, the playing of the merry organ, sweet singing in the choir. The holly bears a blossom as white as a lily flower, and Mary bore sweet Jesus Christ for to be our sweet Savior. The the holly bells of Mary, as red as any blood. Ah, Mary, bore sweet Jesus Christ, for to us sinners good. Oh, the rising of the sun and the running of the deer, the playing of the merry organ, sweet singing in the choir. The holly bears a prickle as sharp as any thorn. Ah, Mary bore sweet Jesus Christ on Christmas Day in the morn. The holly bears a bark as bitter as any gall. Ah, Mary bore sweet Jesus Christ for to redeem us all. Oh, the holly and the ivy, when they are both full grown, oh, of all the trees that are in the wood, the holly bears the crown. And the rising of the sun and the running of the deer, and the playing of the merry organ, sweet singing in the choir. The playing of the merry organ, sweet singing in the choir.
Thank you very much, Alison. That was lovely. Thank you. Okay. Walter Kennedy. You there, Walter?
Yes, Mick, thank you very much for calling
Okay, no problem.
me. Bernie sang Tim Dennehy one earlier, and I'll sing another one, I Know What I'm Missing. And the lyrics are by James Fenton. It's a bird call from the tree line, and I hear it every day. It's the loveliest of the songbirds, and I'm glad it comes this way. And I stop to listen and forget what I've to do. And I know what I'm missing, my friend, my friend. I know I'm missing you. It's a fluttering in the palm fronds with a flash of black and gold. It's the whistling of the oriole, and its beauty turns me cold. And I stop to listen and forget what I've to do. And I know what I'm missing, my friend, my friend. I know I'm missing you. Do you wonder if I'll remember? Do you wonder where I'll be? I'll be home again next winter, and I hope you'll write to me. And when the branches glisten and the frosts on the avenue, I know I'll be missing my friend, my friend. I know I'm missing you. It's a bird call from the tree line, and I hear it every day. It's the loveliest of the songbirds, and I'm glad it comes this way. And I stop to listen and forget what I've to do. And I know what I'm missing, my friend, my friend. I know I'm missing you. Do you wonder if I'll remember? Do you wonder where I'll be? I'll be home again next Christmas time, and I hope you'll write to me. And when the branches glisten and the frosts on the avenue, I know what I'm missing, my friend, my friend. I'll be missing you. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Walter. That's lovely, lovely song. Well sung.
Thank you.
Okay. So, Lynn Phipps, please.
Oh.
Hi, Lynn. How are you?
Hi. Good, thanks. Thank you. So I'd like to have both a lullaby and a Christmas carol, if that's okay. So it's a Gaelic one, and I hope you'll know it. There aren't many Gaelic Christmas carols, actually. This one has it's half chorus, Alleluia, so hope you'll join in at home. Mal morages meidalú, miúndas oris meivnasu, movakan anin geidahu, chanyu mihina viotgal. Alleluia, 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 Alleluia. Morgen dula jasla, morgen gri haliand legrag, get is lena vugon chael, is lian vor boy ha orste fas. Alleluia, 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 Alleluia. Storinen ri, stornevnen nev, giamma kashiaritesh, stu moyes mollen of kev, stu archiam fjögna hinjedende. Alleluia, 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 Alleluia. Stus agrian giawan dachish, chyrus daraghan as e fogart, Veru glaunden vostat veronich, Gunevach saljarach en joles. Alleluia, 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 Alleluia. Shine, more in time.
Thank you very much, Lynn. That was lovely. Thank you. Okay. Anton O'Farrakhan, Milton and Shin.
Hang on a second now, Todd. Just a moment. I think I am. Will main Shin.
Too. Good man.
Thank you, Mick V. Meg C. Shearer and Tullogan Church Titsman Mochola is a goal. My swinging my road on a bit. Soon 3 elevator. Bug brain, bug brain, bug brain, one shanding. Bug brain is splash vein, spug dog, one shanding. Queer a cholle, queer a cholle, queer a cholle an shanding. Queer a cholle sni a chosses bogja an shanding. Bug brain, bug brain, bug brain, gun shanding. Bug brain is splash vein is bug jar, gun shanding. Of hirke, of hirke, of hirke, gun shanding. Of hirkes blorim is a hus gun shanding. Bug brain, bug brain, bug brain, gun shanding. Bug brain is splash vein is bug jaw, gun shanding. Fjoilur, 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 gun shanding. Fjoilur is brain soup, say a hoot, gun shanding. Bug brain, bug brain, bug brain, gun shanding. Bug brain is splash vein, spong joch, gun shanding. Queer a cholle, queer a cholle, queer a cholle an shanding. Queer a cholle sni chosses bogda an shanding.
Sorry, Anthony, I was talking to myself there. Thank you very much, Anthony. Darina O'Byrne, please.
Thank you, Mick.
Hi,
Thank you very
Darina.
much. Right. I miss the west of Ireland, so here goes. Sorrow and sadness, bitterness grief, memories I have of you won't leave me in peace. My mind is running back to the west coast of Clare, thinking of you and the times we had there. I walked to Spanish Point, I knew I'd find you there. I stood on the white strand and you were everywhere. Vivid memories fade, but the mood still remains. I wish I could go back and be with you again. In Milltown there's a pub, it's there that I sat down I see you everywhere. Your face is all around. The search for times past contains such sweet pain. I'll banish lonesome thoughts, but they'll return again. I walk along the shore, the rain in my face. My mind is numb with grief. Of you there is no trace. I'll think of this again when in far off lands I roam, walking with you on this cold Atlantic foam. Sorrow and sadness, bitterness, grief, memories I have of you won't leave me in peace. My mind is running back to the west coast of Clare, thinking of you and the times we had there. Sinead.
Thank you very much, Karina. Okay, Tony Brady, please, next. Hi, Tony.
Okay, how are you? Thanks. I haven't, it's not a Christmas song really, but it's a winter song. And it's about the Phoenix Park, and there's not too many songs about the Phoenix Park. Not too many. It's called The Fowler. Come all you loyal sportsmen and listen to me song. Just pay attention for a while, I won't detain you long. It's all about a fowler who stalked the Phoenix Park, and cruel with the shots he fired on duck, on snipe and lark. 'Twas in the year of 75, a harsh and bitter time. Many a brave sportsman took his place upon the line. Oh, cold and bitter was the day, they blew hard on the fingers, for shots would go stray wherever Jack Frost lingers. For birds were few and far between in those harsh winter days. Why brave the Phoenix Park where the fowler plied his trade? When they could sport and sing upon the strawberry beds, Chapel Lizard or Inchicore. The whistle blew, the game was on. Friends, try and keep up. This was the game of soccer, the United Churches Cup. Our hero was young Brady, a lad not 30 years. He stood between the posts that day and he bottled up his fears. For there was no goalkeeper, they sought a volunteer. Gallant Brady, I like that bit, he raised his hand despite a cold dark fear. His comrades smiled, oh what a man to step up to the plate. If he lets any goals in, we'll drop him off the team. Well, it all went well until the 32nd minute. The ball entered the area, the goalie ran to claim it. But he was not alone, my lads, when shove it came to push. Their outside left and our right back, they did young Brady crush. His wind was gone, he could not speak, he thought of Judgment Day. The ref, he pumped him up and down and pronounced him fit to play. Our hero took his place again, he didn't even crib. For truth unknown, Mick Fowler had broken his goalie's rib. The game raged on, the shots flew in, young Brady kept them out, but he couldn't kick the blasted ball out of the penalty area. His comrades, they berated him, their words were harsh and cruel. Luckily, the game was drawn. That dampened down their fuel. So friends, take heed, don't cross that Fowler. Leave him with the ball, or you may find that some of your bones are not intact at all. Though I would still pursue him to look for compensations, if it wasn't for that bloody statute of limitations. I think he's gone.
Tony, that was brilliant. Fair play, yeah.
I couldn't believe it when I saw him.
Well done, Tony. Great stuff. Okay, next up can be Robin Gustafsson, please. You there, Robin? Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, great stuff.
So this has been a strange year, and I'm in America. I'm American, and I am very far away from my new granddaughter. So I thought I would sing a little Christmas carol from my childhood, because I'm missing my granddaughter. So for all the grandparents out there, or for anybody who's missing anyone, this is for you. Jesus, Jesus, our brother, kind and good, was humbly born in a stable rude. The friendly beasts around him stood. Jesus, our brother, kind and good. I said the donkey all shaggy and brown, I carried his mother up hill and down. I carried her safely to Bethlehem town. I said the donkey all shaggy and brown. I said the cow all white and red. I gave him my manger for a bed. I gave him some hay to pillow his head. I said the cow all white and red. I said the sheep with the curly horn. I gave him my wool to keep him warm. He wore my coat on Christmas morn. I said the sheep with the curly horn. I said the dove from the rafters high. I cooed him to sleep so he would not cry. We cooed him to sleep, my mate and I. I said the dove from the rafters high. Thus every beast through some good spell in the stable dark was glad to tell of the gift he gave Emmanuel. The gift he gave Emmanuel. Thank you.
Thank you, Robin. That was lovely. Thank you. Okay. Dave Ingerson, please. Are you there, Dave? How you doing?
I am. Thank you very much. Here's a song that was composed by Alf Duggan. Some of you might know, a guitarist from Ennis, and his friend David Carruthers. An ironic and humorous retelling of the Christmas story. To Bethlehem one Christmas Eve, Joe and me, we made our way. The frost was lying thick and deep, and the winter winds did flay. The winter winds did flay, me boys, they chilled us to the bone. And we were there for the census sake, 100 miles from home. Now Joe, he knocked on the first inn door to see if there was room. There's nothing I can do for yez until the 1st of June. There's nothing I can do for yez if you're too dignified. But if in a stable you will lie, you can step around the side. Now, I was nearly 9 months gone on this cold old Christmas Eve, and the tale of who the father was, sure no one would believe. Sure no one would believe, me boys, a tale I'll tell yous now, of how I came to be lying there with a donkey and a cow. Now Joe, he was a nice old fool who thought babies came from God. And I didn't like to contradict, he was such a nice old sod. He was such a nice old sod, me boys, at him I could not tell how in early spring, when small birds sing, I was met by Gabriel. Hail Mary, dear, you're full of grace, said Gabby then to me. And I got a bit of news for you, he continued pleasantly. You're going to have a baby boy, he went on with a grin. And you'll be the first to have the likes without committing sin. Well, it came to me as quite a shock to hear this bit of news, that I was going to have a babe, the first of the Christmas Jews, that I was going to have a babe, the Saviour of yous all. And that's how I came to be lying there that evening in a stall. Now Joe, he was pacing up and down, and he was shaking like a leaf. And when the baby boy was born, he heaved a sigh of relief. Says I to Joe, thank God for that, in accents sweet and mild. You're a Jesus Christ, said Joseph, and that's what we call the child. There you are.
Okay, Dave, great stuff. Thank you very much. Frank Callery. You there,
Okay,
Frank?
Am I unmuted there, Mick? Yeah?
You are indeed, yes.
Okay. This is a song called The Ballad of Bridget Cleary. Now, Bridget Cleary's been treated by maybe about 10 songs, 2 films, 3 books, and God knows how many pieces of journalism. But I looked at the files way back, the police files in the National Archive. But I came across a letter recently from Richard Bagwell, who was the foreman of the jury for that trial. And he wrote it 4 months after the trial on the 27th of July, 1895, to a fellow called Alfred Clogg. And in that letter, he gives the real reason why Bridget Cleary was born to death. So this is called the Ballad of Bridget Cleary. Sorry, I have a bit of a throat. There's a child in the Cashel workhouse whose mother waits in vain. It has Michael Cleary's features, but does it bear his name? And they're burning Bridget Cleary to get rid of the thing within. They're burning Bridget Cleary for Michael Cleary's sin. They have taken Bridget Cleary, Michael Cleary said. They have taken Bridget Cleary and left this thing instead. My wife, she is a changeling, they have stolen her away. But by God, we'll get her back, and the holy words she'll say. Again he brought the magic herbs, he plucked them on the hill. We'll make her drink the potion, she'll drink it down until the witch is drowned within her, and my Bridget is returned. But they placed her on the open fire, and all her beauty burned. The neighbors at the window, they heard the shouts begin. Take it, you witch, you faggot, and they poured the potion in. The mouth that they prized open, the mouth that pleaded then, but they worked their spell upon her, and the pain began again. It was Jackie Dunn who said it when they took her from the bed. Bring her over to the fire, we'll burn her out, he said. Then 4 men braced poor Bridget, their hearts were mean and cold, and they held her there upon the grate and charred her very soul. For the great spell of Pishogary was in the people's blood, that ancient power that ruled them, they little understood. Your own mother had gone with them, or so poor Bridget told. And now their charms would harm her, a magic very old. They say her ghost still wanders, Ballybally and Clonmee. A beautiful young woman, just like a fairy queen. But look beyond the visage and see the charred remains of the wife of Michael Cleary, he murdered for his gain. And Michael Cleary's motive was to get rid of his wife. He swore that she'd been taken and they left another life. the changeling whom they questioned and branded on the bed and roasted there upon the fire until all life had fled. And all who hear her story, her brutal, tragic death, are caught up in the twilight of the fairies even yet. She got life forever outside the churchyard wall, her beauty lost too early, a bog pool for her paw. That child in the Cashel workhouse, whose mother bore the shame, it had Michael Cleary's features, but did it get his name? When they born poor Bridget Cleary to get rid of the thing within. When they born poor Bridget Cleary for Michael Cleary's sin. Yes, for Michael Cleary's sin. Thanks.
Thanks, Frank. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting very near the end of the evening. I'm going to try and to see is Luke Cheevers there. Are you there, Luke? Would you be able to sing us a song? Could you unmute yourself? Can you unmute him, Dolores?
Good girl, Dolores. Keep going.
That's it. That's it.
Thanks,
Well done.
Dolores.
Are we right now?
You're right, Luke. Yeah, fire away.
But, well, I'll tell you what now. I think we've had enough of that old singing all night. No, I want to introduce a little bit of culture. So we're going to have a little poem, and it's I'm going to read it. It's by W.F. Marshall, you know, and it's called The Hills of Home, right? He was from he was from Tyrone, from Oma in Tyrone. Yeah, I can see there now. Here we go, The Hills of Home. The Lord bade back the rolling sea and made the world for you and me. He made a pearl of level land at Portadown and at Strabane, and then with heather, peat and stone, he built the mountains of Tyrone. So travel up or travel down, you'll see them raising all around. There's ones in other parts I've heard, that mortal big that you're afraid, but even when a man sees lone, the hills are friendly in Tyrone. The dirty man, I hope, is proud of sparring tops that touch the cloud, but when I see behind the barn the big brown back of Mullochharn, I let him keep, well, she's our own, the whole jing bang outside Tyrone. There's Bessie Bell, she rises steep, you see her well from Cooley's sweep. She wears her very porty crown, that's changing now from blue to brown. For looks I'm certain sure there's none to beat big Bessie of Tyrone. The rest are kindly wee and low, where you can hear the moorfowl crow. There's glens among them, man, they're prime for shelter in the winter time. For boy, when frost bites to the bone, there's piles of turf in dark Tyrone. Aye, God was good, made level land, a Portadown and at Strabane, but known folk he taught black shame to make the country all the same. and so with heather, peat and stone, he made the mountains for Tyrone. Thank you. There you are.
Luke.
Well done, Luke. Thanks very much, Luke.
All right, thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid time has caught up with us. So we're going to finish off with the tradition of the club that the person who sang the first song will sing the last song. So we go back to Micheál Quinn, please. All right, Micheál.
Yeah, Mick, thank you. Great night singing, as usual. And I don't have any Christmas songs. I'm going to sing this song for my mother, who is 15 years dead today. So it's her anniversary today. And she had no great tolerance for long songs. She didn't like long songs at all. So there's very few of mine that she could stomach, really. So this is one that she could. It was a got it from my dad, so you'll all know it. One morning fair, as I walked out along by sweet Loughlin, the bush and trees all dressed in green, and flowers deck the way, as on by bower through town and tower, through widespread fields I strayed. I met a maid in the greenwood shade at the dawning of the day. No costly robes his fair maid wore, her neck and feet were bare. Down to the grass in ringlets fell her glossy golden hair. With a milking pail she sought the vale, and did her charms display. Outshining far the morning star at the dawning of the day. Said I, my sweet and fair young maid, where do you go so soon? I'm going milking, so she said, all in the month of June. The pastures low where I must go, they are so far away, and I must be there each morning clear at the dawning of the day. On a mossy bank I sat me down, with this fair maiden by my side.
With words of love I courted her, and I asked her for my bride. She said, young man, don't bring me shame, but let me go my way. And the sun's first light was shining bright at the dawning of the day. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Michal. Brilliant. That's lovely. Thank you. Okay, ladies and gents, thanks very much. Thank you very much for coming along, singing and listening. Thanks to Jerry for helping me out and the backroom team, Mara, Rosie, Frank, and to Ailish on the Facebook. And hello and good evening to all the people on Facebook. Well done. That's it. I think Mara's going to open up unmute you all now and you just can have a chat or whatever.